Hello everyone, welcome to Chess Cooper. Today we are about to learn what is pin and what are its uses in real chess games. So for the definition, a pin is a tactic in which a defending piece cannot move out of the line of attack without exposing a more valuable piece. So let's understand pin with an example. So in this example, the bishop on d4 is pinning the knight on g7 as well as the knight on d6. Here both these arrows shows the line of attack, and the knight on d6 and knight on g7 are pinned and they cannot move from their places. Otherwise black is going to expose a more valuable piece. If knight from b6 moves, white can easily take the queen with his bishop. Similarly, knight on b7 also cannot move because that would be an illegal move. So this is a basic example to explain what is a pin. Now there are two types of pin. One is the absolute pin, in which it's the king, and the other one is the relative pin. So let's understand both of them from this very example. So here this one is the absolute pin. It's the king which is in the back. While if it's not the king and something else, it's maybe queen or rook, then it will be called a relative pin. In case of absolute pin, the pinned piece cannot move. Just in case of knight on g7, the knight on g7 cannot move because that would be an illegal move. But in case of relative pin, the knight on b6 can move, although after making the move you may lose the queen. But if there is something bigger than the queen, then that piece can move. For example, in this position, the bishop on a3 is pinning the knight on c5, and this is a case of relative pin because it's not the king but the queen. And here, as I have told earlier, in relative pin, the pinned piece can move under certain special cases. As in this case, this knight on c5 can move, although white can take the queen. But if we can get something bigger than the queen, but if black can achieve something bigger than the queen, then he can do that. Just in this case, it's a checkmate. Now let's talk about another feature of a pin. In this position, this knight is very powerful as it is controlling a lot of square. Like for example, d5, g4, h5, e8. But after bishop g5, this is a pin. And now this knight cannot move. Otherwise, black is going to lose his queen. By doing a pin, we limit its activity. Now this knight has become just like a statue. This knight is no more controlling g4 or h5. As per now, white can actually play g4 if he wants, because knight cannot capture it. Otherwise, he is going to lose a more valuable queen. So this is also one of the feature of pin. By pinning a piece, we actually limits its activity. Now let's do a few puzzles, and these puzzles are ranging from easy to hard. So try to pause your video while doing these puzzles. So this is our first puzzle, and it is white to move. Your aim is to find where is the pin and how to exploit it. If you spot the answer, then do comment in the chat. So let's see the solution. In this position, it is the c6 pawn which is under pin. So this pawn is no more controlling the b5 and the d5 squares. So by playing knight to d5, we are actually attacking the king as well as the rook. And since this pawn cannot capture this due to this pin, then we can capture the rook. So congrats to everyone who got it right. Let's go to our second position. So this is our second position and it is white to move. And let me tell you, many people fail to solve this puzzle. So do give a think. So first try to find out where is the pin and then how to exploit that pin. So now let's see the solution. In this position there is no pin right now. But after rook into f6, by sacrificing the rook, we actually bring this rook on f6 into the pin. And since it is white to move, so by playing g5, you can easily capture this rook in the next move. Because now this rook cannot move anywhere. And after king f7, I can easily take on this rook and win the game. So let's go to our third position. So as we move further, our position is also going to get tough. So in this position, it is white to move. So in this position, as you can see, it is black who is pinning our queen on b2. And this queen is a lost piece. So how can white defend its queen? So let's see the solution. In this position, white has to pin the bishop. In this way only, we can stop black from killing our queen. And now we are also attacking the bishop at the same time. So now whatever black plays, white is going to kill the bishop and the game. And congrats to all who got it right. This is our fourth position and this puzzle is from Build Up Your Chase and it is black to move. And let's see whether can you solve it or not. In this position also, it is white who is pinning our queen as well as attacking our queen at the same time. So in this position, how black is going to use the pin to solve all his problem? Let's see the solution. So in this position, black plays his rook on h1. And if white take the rook, now this g2 pawn is under pin. And this pin also limits the g2 pawn from supporting the h3 rook. So now black can easily take this rook with a check, as this g2 pawn cannot kill the queen. And then it's a checkmate. Congrats to everyone who got it right. So let's move to our last position. So this is our last position and it is white to move. In this position, white is low in material as black has an extra queen which put him in a superior position. So how white is going to use the pin on its favor? So in this position, white is going to play rook to e3. So it's a self-sacrifice because after taking the rook, it will be a stalemate as all the white king squares are blocked. So this is a stalemate. So congrats to those who got 5 out of 5 and for the rest, keep learning. Thank you everyone. I will come up with some new chapters in the upcoming videos.